Hey friends, Justin here, back with Minimalism Chapter 2. In the last video, I told you I was going to make a continuation about detaching your lifestyle from your paycheck. And I think this is a huge one for a lot of us. Um, we just assume in our society that the more you make, the more you have. The better car that you get, the nicer clothes that you wear. And I think that's what capitalism has taught us over the years. But it also hasn't taught us how to find peace. And a lot of us are realizing that clutter and the rat race are not making us happy, but making us miserable and losing a lot of time that we could be focused on finding actual joy and happiness. Um, but enough of my psychology lesson. Let's talk about detaching your lifestyle from your paycheck. So, the concept here is to stop living your wage and to start living towards your goals. And we're talking really here about cutting your expenses down to what you can. Practical examples are considering Netflix and Disney Plus versus a traditional cable, if that's where you're coming from. If you're coming from DirecTV or Comcast, Time Warner, where you've got, or Spectrum, where you've got, 200 useless channels, and you find yourself on YouTube and streaming things anyway, and most of those channels you don't even recognize, consider scaling back to a Netflix, to a Hulu. The combination I've gone with is Netflix and Disney Plus. I think it's about $18 a month, but I find that between YouTube and those two streaming services, I do all of my entertainment in terms of streaming services. Another thing that to look at is this is a little bit more extreme. It's something that I do. I don't know if it works for everyone, but it could work for a single person that is looking for a minimalist lifestyle. I got rid of traditional internet, and I am relying on my cell phone's hotspot versus a traditional setup here. It has worked seamlessly for me for about 2 years. I wouldn't talk about it if I, didn't have experience and it really hadn't worked for me. But baked into my cell phone's plan is, internet service. Obviously, it's not fantastic, but for the things that I need to do, transferring funds on my bank website, looking for apartments, researching things, researching images and videos for YouTube, editing my YouTube videos. So far, based on my output and my journey, it's a place that I've found that I can cost cut and not miss a traditional internet. It depends on what your business goals are, what you're doing in life. If you're a student, I think a hotspot may not be the most reliable outlet for you. But consider where you are in life. If you're working a job every day, you're 26, 27 years old, 27 to 40 or so, and maybe a single person, or maybe a couple, that can mentally come together and say, hey, we're going to make this decision for ourselves to cut the cord. um, it can, do a lot for you. So that's stop living your wage and start living towards your goals. Also, in that, you do want to realize your gains. When you cut something, take that savings and put it towards a Roth IRA or put it towards your 401k or your traditional savings. Realize your savings. Don't just pack it away and then, go to Walmart. No, I've got some extra money. Realize and focus your savings. Plan ahead for your savings. Number two, and we talked about this in the previous video, is streamlining your wardrobe and picking a theme not only for your wardrobe, but your life. What is my decor? What is my theme? So that we're not out in the world unsure about who we are, unsure about what our style is, that we're not in the store saying, that's nice, I'm not sure what my style is. Um, and just throwing money out to see what sticks and never, kind of settling. This is where we have to make a choice. This may be the most difficult step for folks, but pick a color scheme. Hey, I'm going to go with, a chocolate brown color scheme for the fall. Or I'm going to be more practical and maybe pick a black color scheme. Then I can do black jeans and tops and jackets and mix and match so that um, I can have fewer pieces but still be more stylish and cohesive. A lot of us struggle with style, and so we're out doing fast fashion, which is a terrible thing for budgeting. It lasts for a season or two versus, I'm a basics guy. I go to the store and I buy staple pieces, and my clothes last for 10 years. Um, so pick a color of choice, pick a style of choice so that when you go into the store, when you're shopping online, um, you can hone in on and be constantly reevaluating your style for ways that you can cost cut. I'm a basics guy. Generic t-shirt, sweatpants, jeans, slacks, jackets. I'm not a name brand person at all. Divorce yourself from name brands and needing to have what other people have. You absolutely have to divorce yourself from that concept. More is not more. It a lot of times makes you miserable, and then when you can't achieve it, you feel emptiness. Where when you can retrain your mind, when you can adjust your mind to a certain aesthetic or a lifestyle, you're not missing anything. And it only takes a few days to retrain your mind. Trust me on that. The last concept we'll talk about is something I think, especially in the Black community, is something that a lot of people struggle with, and it is to stop fearing your bottom line. A lot of times we swipe our cards at the store and say, "Oh God, I hope it goes through." We do the sign of the cross. I hope I've got enough money for that. And it's because we don't want to confront or we don't want to look at the reality of our financial situation. Maybe it's changed. I lived in Los Angeles for almost 20 years. Now I'm living in Dallas, Texas, making a reduced salary as part of my minimalist journey. Um, but as my savings were going down when I first moved here, my tendency was not to look, not to check because I didn't want to see it. Um, Knowing where the moving pieces are, knowing what you have, knowing what your upcoming expenses are, that is a surefire tool to financial freedom. Just looking to see what you have and matching it up against your expenses on a regular basis, it's almost as if you have more money there. And people that do this, that constantly look at their expenses, they can tell you there's just something about actually knowing what you have and spending, accordingly to that. That's almost like found money. You're not making those reckless purchases for 70 or 80 bucks when you only had $98 in the account. Also, reassess your budget every 2 days at most. I look at my account balance and stuff every day, kind of do a rough add up of my expenses to see where I am, but at least do it every 48 hours. Go back into your bank balance, go back and say, okay, I've got, 6 more days until my next pay. Um, Here's where I am. Here's how much I've cut out of the budget. And always be looking at, where did I cut? Where did I save? Did I walk to work today? Did I skip that Starbucks coffee like I told myself to do? Let me grab that $5. Let me grab that Uber money and put it in a focused place for savings. Realize your savings. So don't be afraid of your bottom line. Stop fearing it and reassess your budget every 48 hours. It's not difficult to do. I'm a person with ADHD that, hates, not hates, but I really struggle with accountability. But I have found that the peace that I get from reassessing my budget every couple of days far outweighs the lows of being surprised at not being able to pay rent, being surprised, being short on gas. Um, I've allocated money out. Now I don't have any money for food, to get me through the next 3 or 4 days. I've been in that boat. Um, and that is the lowest place to be. So taking a little bit of anxiety on and actually looking at your budget, reassessing things, and putting your income versus your expenses every couple of days is a um, godsend for maintaining your finances. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope some of these steps will help you on your journey. This is chapter 2 for me. It's a journey that I'm starting or refocusing on here in Dallas, Texas. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to do a few more of these lifestyle videos um, about minimalism. I'm going to do a more practical one about brands that I use, things that I've gotten rid of, things that I've cut and maintained, and what it's brought to my life. So please stay tuned to this minimalism series. Tell me a little bit about your journey. What goals are you working towards? And I'll drop some tips and things for you below to help you get there. Okay, guys. Join you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.